Well, we've had a very light week in economic news this week, unlike next week, because next week is going to have quite a bit of it. Probably the most important issue will be retail sales next week. Um, but we did have a quote unquote a solution for the Greek problem. And if you look at that solution, it was only kicking the can down the street further. That's really not a solution. But you got to remember, this is an election year for a lot of Europeans, especially the French. Their election, I think, is April, March, April. And the next tranche owed to Greece, or not owed, but the next tranche of money they're going to give to Greece needs to be done by March. So I have a feeling that's going to happen because of the election, if nothing else. Um, so I just think that push problem is being pushed down the street. Even after the deal, the framework of the deal was agreed to by the Greek and IMF and the EU and the ECB. Immediately after that, they said this is not enough. What's enough? No one really knows. I mean, I guess we don't know, especially as the Greek economy keeps falling because it makes things worse and worse and worse because the economy keeps shrinking, less tax dollars coming in, less they can afford their debt. So I just don't, we haven't discussed Spain and Italy in a while. What about those two countries? So I do think that European problem is still percolating. It does seem to have less effect on us. The market has rallied the first week and a half in February, down this morning at the opening, anyways. Um, and it appears that the market is starting to show some tiredness or some loss of steam on the upside. So, we've been expecting a correction, and the correction probably won't be that big, but it'll be a correction. And the correction probably is something that you'll want to buy. So not sell, not panic out of the market. Um, and economically, here in the U.S., we are gaining strength, but it looks economically around the world is slowing a little bit, and might be because of Europe. And we know Europe is slowing down. So what will happen there is the market is understanding and digesting this information. Therefore, for the year, I think it's going to be good. But I think for the month of February and even March, it could be tough. It could be a tough few months here. So I just trying to be a little bit cautious, be a little bit defensive, have some cash. We have a few short positions on, anticipating some kind of correction. But you're going to have to be very nimble in this market. That certainly is true. So be nimble.